Welcome back to another sublimation video. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a very last minute t-shirt for this New Year's. So if you guys are going to a New Year's party, celebrating at home, and you're looking to create a last minute t-shirt, this is going to be so easy for you guys. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Jumping right into Sawgrass Creative Studio, we're going to go ahead and start off with our blank canvas. So you could definitely choose clothing and choose a t-shirt, but I'm just going to use 11 by 17. So we're going to come right over here at the top left, and we're going to choose the canvas right here. And then I'm simply just going to come up in the search bar and type in 11. From here, I can choose whether it is landscape or portrait, and I'm going to choose the 11 by 17 portrait. So Sawgrass has made it super easy for us with all of their designs. So we're just going to come right over here to designs. As you can see, there's lots of featured artists, tons of designs. You can go right inside of the holidays. So I'm just going to type in the search bar New Year's to make it a whole lot easier. So from here, we can quickly scroll through here and see all of the designs that Sawgrass already has for us. So as you can see, there's ones where you could add your photo in it. Lots of cute ones. Now, keep in mind, with these backgrounds, you could definitely get rid of that square. So if I would leave it like this to put it on a mug, but say for example, we bring in this design right here and I want to put it on a t-shirt, I want to get rid of that square background. So you can actually get rid of this by grabbing that background layer and you can slide it around so you can see that we can get rid of that. Now I'm going to keep it in here until I change this, the clock, because the clock is white. I won't be able to see it in a minute. So we're going to click on it. On the right hand side, we're going to come over to fill color. And from here, we can change it to whatever color we want. So I'm going to go ahead and come down here, maybe in the greens, and then choose this nice lime green. Now I can also kind of move it around. Maybe I want to make it more pastel, like so. Also, you could come on the right side here with the bar, and I can keep it at that pastel, but go up and down until I find that perfect color I want. So I think this looks good. Now I can come in and delete my background by hitting the trash, just like that. And now this is ready for a t-shirt. So you could definitely leave those backgrounds or you can get rid of them. So I would go ahead and move it up like this, select everything, and then you can resize it by grabbing your corners, just like so, unselect everything, and then you would send it to be printed out. So let's go ahead and start off with a new canvas. So right here, if you click on Start New, you can actually create a new canvas. So we're going to do that in just a second, but for now, I'm going to show you this next design. So we're going to go ahead and come over here to the right. Like I said, click on the Start New Canvas, and now we have a fresh canvas. So I'm going to bring this design in here. This is the one we're going to work with today. So this time, instead of messing with the background, I'm going to come right to the font and change this to a different color. So I'm going to kind of scroll down here, and I'm thinking like a purple. So I'm going to go ahead and come down here, and then once again, I can really dial those colors in until I'm happy. And so what's really cool about these designs is every single layer you can adjust. So let's go ahead and get rid of this background by hitting trash. And then every single layer, we can change the color. So for example, this yellow here, I can click on this, come over here, and maybe I want to do more like a blue. And then once again, I can kind of really dial that until I was 100% happy. But every single layer is adjustable, so that's what's really exciting. I could delete pieces, I could keep or get rid of whatever I would like. So you could really customize these however you would like. Now, you can see here, I'm just still playing around a little bit with this outside border here. Now, to resize this, once again, I would just hit select all, grab my corners here, and size this out. I know it's 11 by 17, so I roughly know about where I want this to be on my paper. So I can just slide her right up here at the top, and then once I'm done with it, I'm going to be able to send it on over and print. So I'm going to unselect everything, and then we're going to go ahead and hit that print button right up here. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and choose my proper settings. So I'm going to choose the printer that I'm using today. So I'm going to go ahead and pick my Sawgrass SG-1000, and then I'm going to choose the bypass tray. So I'm going to go ahead and come back up here because I picked the wrong one. Go ahead and change that. And then for my tray, it's actually the bypass tray, which I'll change later on in the print manager. I've chose polyester, and I'm going to change it to vivid. From here, we're going to go ahead and hit print. Once we head on over to that print manager, I can change it to the bypass tray as needed. So as you guys can see here, I've adjusted that. and I've already got my printer. You can see I'm using the Sawgrass SG-1000. If you see this green button, it means your printer is on and it's ready to go. Everything's ready. I have it mirrored. So at this point, we can go ahead and hit print. As you guys can see, Sawgrass has made it so easy for us. Whether you have the Sawgrass SG-500 or the Sawgrass 1000, you have access to Sawgrass Creative Studio, which is a software that allows you can design and bring your own designs in, or Sawgrass has provided with us lots of free images, or you could become a premium member and have access to tons more. So as you guys can see, you can make these your very own. So you can, change backgrounds, delete pieces, lots of different things to do right there inside of Sawgrass Creative Studio. So we've got this, we've printed it out on our 11 by 17 paper. You can also do smaller designs with your Sawgrass SG-500 using your 8.5 by 11 or your 8.5 by 14 sheets of paper. So what you're gonna need here is your printed design here with your sublimation printer. You're going to need a t-shirt. Now keep in mind when it comes to designing t-shirts, there is tons of different ways you can do this. So the higher the poly count, the more vibrant the image is going to be. So for today, I'm using a 100% poly t-shirt. This one right here is from Cricut, which makes it amazing because you can grab these locally at Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Target, lots of different places. But you can also purchase from places like Condi, JP Plus, lots of different places like Coastal to grab your blanks. So we're using this one today, 100% cotton, which is going to make it super vibrant. Now, lots of different ways to do this. Like I said, you could definitely do a 50-50 blend. It'll be 50 cotton, 50 poly. You can also bleach them. You could do all sorts of different things when it comes to making t-shirts. So we're going to go ahead and do the poly one today. So I've got my poly tee. I've got some heat tape. You definitely want some of this to hold down your design here. Some scissors or paper trimmer and a lint roller. You do not want to skip your step of the lint rolling because when you press your sublimation, you could end up with these little blue dots. So never skip this step. So you need your lint roller. And then I've got a heat press. I'm using my bigger one today, and I believe this is 16 by 20. So we're going to be using our big heat press. I have this at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. So let's go ahead and trim this down. So let's start there. I'm just simply going to go ahead and cut down my design here. I'm just leaving enough room for my tape. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down just like so. All right, so just like so. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where my center is. So to figure out your center, you could actually fold your design in half. I can kind of see through this paper a little bit. And I'm just going to line everything up and get a little crease mark. This is going to help me find that center. So now what we want to do is get our t-shirt out here. And before I place that on, I want to pull out any sort of moisture. So you don't want to skip this step as well. You want to pull out moisture and remove those wrinkles. So we're just going to load this guy right up here on top, just like so. I'm going to push this back and then we're going to press it down. You just need to press down for around 5 seconds or so, just enough to pull out that moisture, like I said, and smooth everything out. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this guy back open. And here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this up here. So hopefully you guys can see from here. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to get it just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and get our lint roller first. So I'm going to take this lint roller and I'm just going to go ahead and lint roll my t-shirt just like this. You could definitely have already done this before you pressed it. Totally up to you, either or. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Everything looks good. I'm just smoothing everything back out. So leaving it on the press, I could go ahead and take my design and figure out where this is. So I'm going to lift my t-shirt here and I can see my neck tag. So to find that center, you're just going to follow your neck tag down and you want to come down around 3 fingers or so. And so I've got mine up here about the top of the press here. So I'm just lining everything up. Looks good. So the very next thing we need to do is take our heat tape. Don't want to skip this step either because you don't want any ghosting. If this paper shifts at all, you're going to get what's called ghosting, which is a double print. So in case you guys have never heard that phrase or curious about what it means, that is what it means. Now, for you guys that just got your sublimation printers for the holidays, I'm so excited for you, and I really hope this is going to be a great beginner tutorial for you to help you start making these t-shirts. So the next thing I need to do is get a piece of parchment paper here because what we want to do is protect our heat press. So I'm going to take a parchment here. I'm going to cover up our printed design just to protect our press from any sort of ink. We're going to push this guy back in, and now we're going to press for 60 seconds. So 400 degrees for 60 seconds. It is super, super easy to make t-shirts when it comes to sublimation. And like I said, lots of different ways to do them, from 100% poly, very vibrant. Also, another question I see all the time is, can you do this on lighter colors or black? You can't do black because if you put black ink on top of black ink, you're not going to see it. So if you put purple ink on top of black, you're not going to see it, and that's why. The ink is going in there if it's polyester, you just can't see it. So if you go with a light pink, a light blue, just very light colors, you can definitely do those. Also, once again, if you do a 50-50, I highly recommend Gildan Soft Style. And they have to be heather. The heather ones are the ones that have that blend. So always double check that tag before you purchase a ton of them. And you can either just put the prints on there, you're gonna have a little bit of a lighter print because of the cotton, or you can add some bleach for a whole new effect. All right, so next step, we're gonna go ahead and move that guy out of our way. And we are ready to peel. You're just gonna grab a corner and peel just like so. And here we have it. Let me scoot this out of our way here. Our very own New Year's t-shirt. So just like that, you've seen, we designed it out. The design was ready to go for us. I personalized it, customized it to what I liked, and printed it out. So, so easy, guys. So I hope you guys find this helpful, and Happy New Year's, and I'll see you guys on the next one.